Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Caitlin V3 and I finally have my water-cooled build done. I know I filmed the unboxing video quite a while ago. I think it was over a month ago, but honestly I just wanted to finish this build without really any interruptions. I didn't want to do part one, part two, my failures, me fixing it, all of that, because often, as you guys know, I get lost doing those things and I have a lot of unfinished projects, and this is a project that I 100% wanted to finish, not just for the channel, but for me as a fan of computer building and somebody that's been wanting to build a water-cooled computer for pretty much since I started building computers back in 2005. So that's a long time and I really just wanted to get this done. So every weekend I focused on doing this. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you saw my progress pics as I was going along and different things that were happening and as I was learning, but I didn't really post much to YouTube, so I apologize for that, but I hope it's worth it because right now I have a finished, working, leak-free, 100% good to go water-cooled computer, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. I hope you can see it. I kind of tried to focus. I'm trying to keep my camera's focus on the water-cooled build itself. I know it's really dark. It's a black computer and there aren't many LEDs in there. I may add some for pictures, but at the moment, I really like how it looks. It's very subdued. The lines are very symmetrical. I went for parallel lines and made it very simple. This is just the look that I wanted to do for my first water-cooled build. You can guarantee that there will be some future much crazier builds with a lot of bling and lights and all kinds of things, but this is just how I felt and what I wanted to do, and this is what I came up with. So I actually ran into a whole lot of problems, which is why it took me so long to get the build on this channel. Everything from bending the PETG was quite a learning curve to leaks and the fittings and all kinds of things. So trust me, there will be a lessons learned video that I'll be posting very soon. In fact, I'm gonna film it pretty much right after this. And that'll go over my trials and tribulations of the water-cooled building process. And I really think that some of these things are items that get lost in main build videos, so that's why I want to just kind of point them out in their own video. And things that I didn't even really think about until I got to that part, and there were days where I would look at this thing for hours and just be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I've watched a ton of water-cooled building videos on YouTube and read a ton of tutorials and done a ton of research, and I know a bunch of people that are very helpful that did help me along the way, and I could have just asked, but to me it was really important that most of the process I just figured out on my own, and that's usually the best way to learn. Sassy! So while it did take me a long time, and I apologize for that once again, I do feel like this has been the most organic learning process, and I probably learned the best, and I took notes and I'm going to share them with you guys, like I said, in another video. But this video is just going over this water-cooled build. I may include a montage of the build process and things of that sort, but honestly, I've been filming off and on for the past month and a half, and I have over 100 gigs of footage, and it's gonna take me hours, if not days, to edit everything. So I really want to keep it simple, and I may actually not include a montage at all, and just kind of go over the process with you guys. Or I may include a montage. I don't know, we'll see when we get to the footage. But there were also days where I didn't film some of the process just because when you're working on something that's sometimes very frustrating, the last thing you want to do is brush your hair and put on a camera to film. And I didn't want to be in front of a camera. And there are things that I am very glad I didn't film because it just would have been a lot of failures and pointless footage. So there's no need for that. I'll go over those failures. You just don't need to see every single one of them. So that is why you're not gonna get a beautiful edited build process video. Not like you would get that anyway on the channel. I'm a terrible editor, and half the time I forget to film the things that I'm doing. So there's that. Yeah, I'll work on it. So first and foremost, if you have not already realized, these parts were all provided by Aquatuning. So thank you so much to them. So much. This build would 100% not have been possible without Aquatuning sending me all of the gear to complete the water building process. They sent the reservoir and the radiators and all the tubing and all the fittings and lights and the fluid, which I didn't use because I'm probably going to use in a different build. But so thank you so much to them, major props to them. And they've also provided a discount code if you guys are interested in doing your own water-cooled build and wanting to use Aquatuning parts, you can do so with the code. I put it in the description below, and I didn't make up the code. I feel like I should preface that. So, but go ahead and use it. And then if you do any builds or anything, do definitely send me any pictures that you do with Aquatuning parts. It was a ton of fun partnering with them, and I really do owe them a ton of thanks for putting a little faith into this little channel. Let me also say that this is not going to be my main computer. I made this more of like a scratch build just to kind of learn water cooling and get my feet wet. I have different plans for my main build, which is my main build over here, and it's very glittery and sparkly, so you can assume that my next main build will also have that. So this is not sparkly, so it will not be my main build. But I'm still waiting on a motherboard that I thought I was partnering with a company with, but they haven't sent it. So I think I'm looking elsewhere to purchase a motherboard, and the new Coffee Lake Intel series. So this is a little bit older. This is a Kaby Lake CPU. The motherboard is a Z270 MSI Crate Gaming motherboard. The graphics card is my GTX 1080 Founders Edition. So yes, it's not a TI or a Titan or anything crazy, but it is my baby 1080. Then of course, you guys know I love my NVMe SSDs, so I have a 960 EVO from Samsung. Big fan of those little drives, they're just so adorable. And then some Corsair Vengeance LED RAM. And I finally got to use the Focus Plus power supply from Seasonic that they sent a little while ago, and we did the giveaway for, so very excited to use this. I love modular power supplies, so anytime I get a chance to use one of them in one of my builds, big fan. I did contemplate making a PSU shroud, but there comes a point in time when you just have to say, Caitlin, just say the build is done and be done. I added a little light here so that maybe you can see a little bit better inside the build. I also want to say a major thank you to everyone that has answered any of my questions along the way. I tried really hard to do this build without any extra help, but there were some questions that I really just needed answering. So major thanks to everyone in my Discord channel. You guys are all fantastic. We have a wonderful community there. If you're interested in joining the Discord channel, I put the link in the description below. It's also pinned on my Twitter. We are a very welcoming community, and everyone is just very helpful, answers questions, no negativity, and no negativity will be tolerated, so none of that. But it's just a very nice place to hang out, so if you're interested in joining, that link is there. But major thanks to everyone in that channel. You guys are all fantastic, and I love you all so very much. Also, major thanks to Virility, who has been very helpful in not just this project and other projects as well. He is helping me with my custom sleeving. He has helped me now with this water-cooled build. He's just a very nice guy, and I know he's helped other YouTubers as well, so I put a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Also thanks to Next Gen PCs, who's another YouTuber, and I put his link in the description below as well. He answered some of my questions and was very helpful. And finally, to the wonderful Jay from Jay's 2 Cents. His videos definitely helped me along through this process. Without his videos, I don't even know. So major props to him. He also did answer some of my questions on Twitter, so he's a fantastic guy. I know all of you guys already know him, and so there's no point in saying go subscribe to his channel, but I just have to give a shout out because he's a fantastic leader of the community, and we all owe him a ton for everything he's ever put out on his channel. Oh, when I was mentioning my parts, I didn't mention the case. So this is a View 31 from Thermaltake, and I highly recommend it for anyone looking to build a computer or specifically a water cooling computer. There's just so much room in here. I normally like cases with a PSU shroud, but honestly not having one in this case was definitely key. And it gives you just a lot more flexibility. So wonderful case. A lot of people have given it a lot of praise, and honestly I am right along on that bandwagon because it's just a very easy case to work with. It gave me a lot of room for customization. The cable management and the rubber grommets are perfect, and it does have dual tempered glass, so I'm very excited to see what it looks like once I do put the glass on. Honestly, for this video, it was kind of pointless to put the glass on and make it even darker because it is tinted glass, so we don't want to do that just yet. Especially if I'm going to add some LEDs in here. You guys know from past videos that I love to sleeve cables. I love custom sleeved cables. The only downfall is that they take forever. So I did do a 8-pin for the graphics card. So I am gonna plug this in. I just don't wanna plug it in yet, but I'm gonna do this for pictures. And then I contemplated doing the motherboard, obviously, because that it is very important. It just looks so much better when you have custom sleeve and you can use the cable combs, and it just looks so much neater and cleaner, and I'm a big fan of it. However, in this build, I don't know if you can tell, but the 24-pin motherboard power is behind this line, which makes it one, hard to unplug, and two, you can't really tell. Like, I know it's dark in here, you can't really see, but I really can't really tell, so I don't know if it's worth the many hours that it would take me to do them. And plus I would do them in black, and I don't really know if that's worth it. Although then I thought I could always use black extension cables. They're always very helpful to have in builds and pictures, but for the sake of time, I just kind of wanted to get this one done and out there. So I may still do it. You may see it in pictures on my Instagram, but maybe not. We may just stick with this guy here. So I've gone over the parts, I've given my thanks to everyone, and I've thanked Aquatuning and given you guys the code. One last thing I do want to say is that to anyone who's ever built a water-cooled computer, major props to you, because this is not an easy process, and I vastly underestimated the time it would take and the mental capacity that would take. Yeah, so major props to you guys if you have a water-cooled build, especially with hardline tubing. And if you're thinking about doing a water-cooled build, I would say it does take a lot of time, it does take a good bit of money, and it definitely requires patience. However, when you are done and you turn on the computer and everything works and there are no leaks and you have a silent pump, do you hear that? It's so quiet. Especially compared to my other computer, it's so amazingly quiet. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so worth it. Plus it looks beautiful, it's just clean. Every hour that I spent on this build was 100% totally worth it. And I definitely look forward to doing a billion more of these because it was so much fun. Even though it took me a long time, and I didn't really complain, but it was just kind of frustrating at times. It was definitely well worth it, and honestly just having it on my desk and kind of like working on it day by day, a little bit here and a little bit there, was a ton of fun. I kind of just want to put this one aside and put another one up and start it, and it's kind of like I get home from work and it's like, okay, what am I gonna do today? What do I have time for? Sometimes I would just sit and stare at it and be like, I like where this is going, or I would think, no, I don't like where this is going, and it's time to make a change. And so I think just having it on my desk in front of my face every single day kind of definitely helped as well, the creative process. I know it's not super intricate, the bends aren't crazy or anything, but honestly, I had a kind of a crazy bend here and had to cut it in half, and that's why there's an angled fitting here, which I didn't want to use at first, but it was the only way to get this build done, and at least without having to redo everything, so I'm pretty happy with how it is now. I realize this video is kind of thrown together, and it's all over the place, and more of like just a description, and it may not be what you expected, but honestly, this is all I could do at this point. So now that this project is done, I 100% hope to start posting more regularly. Once again, like I said, I just wanted to get this build done without any interruptions, without any other videos, anything else going on. So now that it's done, first I'm gonna play a little Mario Odyssey, which I promised myself once I finished the build, so I have it downloaded, now I can actually play it. And then we're gonna get back to regularly scheduled programs. In fact, I have a new case that I'm very excited about. Like, I'm so excited about. And I know you guys are gonna be excited too. I know you guys have seen this case, but you're gonna be excited too. And it's probably gonna be the case that I do use for my main build. And so I'm gonna do a video on the case before that, but then it'll also be featured in my main build if I do go with that. And so that's very exciting. So we do definitely have more things to come, and definitely a ton more water cooling, because honestly, it's like, how do you go back to a regular build after this? That's actually, I will definitely do regular builds still too, but this was just a ton of fun, and I really feel like it gives you a lot of creative freedom. So that's always exciting. And I just want to thank you guys, the viewer, for always being there and for checking out this video and any of my old past videos and just supporting me along in this process. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, then thank you for following me there. If you do not, then my links are in the description below. Otherwise, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.